Hi and welcome to an off-skates jump class, and in this class I'm going to be teaching you a waltz jump, a salcho, a toe loop, a loop, a flip and a lutz. So we're going to be covering these 6 jumps, and here's something you may not know. You can think of them as left foot and right foot jumps. Now what does that mean? So a waltz jump takes off on the left foot like this. A salcho, we go backwards, and then when we take off like this. And a toe loop, whichever entrance we're doing, let's say we did a left outside 3 turn, we step, and as we jump, we take off like this. Now, did you see something that was looking the same in all 3? They all took off like this. Yeah. So imagine waltz, salcho, and toe loop are basically the same jump. The exact millisecond that you take off, you will be forwards on all the jumps. Now obviously a waltz jump you take off here, but a salcho, you're in this position, and as you take off like a waltz jump. Now obviously you don't turn and jump here, the foot will kind of come around like this, and the same on the waltz jump, on the toe loop, we're here, and by the time you take off, you are forwards. Take off forwards on all these jumps. Now that doesn't mean that you turn to forwards and jump, that just means there's a gradual from backwards. If there's a toe loop, there's a gradual, by the time we take off, we are forwards. Don't believe me? Go on YouTube and look at the best skaters in the world. Go and look at any of their jumps. In slow motion you will see that the jumps take off forwards. So that covers the left foot. So once you've got waltz, salcho and toe become very, very similar. They're like, that's one family over here. Now on the other side, we've got the loop, the flip and the lutz. They all take off from a right foot. So if you're on for the loop here, we're on an outside edge, and then by the time we jump up, we're going off the toe forwards. So this will be on the ice, on a toe pick or the rubber toe stop. The flip, you're here and you draw in, and by the time you take off, you're forwards. And on the lutz, we're on an outside edge, we reach back, and then by the time we jump up, we are forwards. So these all become the same jump. There's just different ways to take off. Because the time you take off, you're literally on your toe pick here forwards. And that's the same for loop, flip and lutz. So imagine we've just got 2 jumps now. We've got left foot jump and we've got right foot jump. Now I don't know about you, if you were taught before these jumps or if this is your first introduction to jumps. But when I was a kid, my coach told me I'm going for a flip and I'm jumping off backwards. So if I think that I'm going to jump backwards and I've got to take off backwards for my flip, I've got to go all the way around and I've got to land backwards. In my mind I'm doing a 360 jump. Now what if I told you, okay, technically, and if you were competing, you could, by the time you take off, you're forwards, and you could technically land on a 7, which on a 7 means you would land kind of sideways, and if you're on the ice, imagine you landed just flat blade, and then you did that, and it would look like a 7. So technically you can land on your toe, and then ride the edge out. So now that flip has just turned into 1/4 of a turn. A 1/4 of a turn for a single jump. But that changes the mindset of jumping. I know it does for me. When I relearned all these jumps about 4 years ago from a super high level coach who used to coach, Timothy Gable. If you don't know who that is, look him up, he's American champion a few years ago. It changes everything in the mindset, everything. Imagine a single axel, okay, it's 1.5 times round. Well technically, you can take off sideways on this jump, and you can land sideways, so now it's just 1 turn, it's not 1.5. So once you change up here, all the jumps become different, okay? So that was just a little pre-introduction to the jumps and to change the mindset to make the jumps feel even easier, okay? So now, let's start with the very, very first jump, which is a waltz jump, okay? So a waltz jump is basically, it's like you know what it used to be called? We called it a 3 jump. Because it's like doing a 3 turn, so you do a 3 turn here, like this, yeah? We did a waltz 3. So waltz 3, waltz jump, you know, 3 jump, you see where it's all kind of comes together. So now we just jump the turn. Instead of doing the actual turn, we go jump into a nice position, okay? So let's break that down. And first, before we do the waltz jump, let's practice what it's like to jump off the toe. So this will be the first time that you start to jump off the toe. So what would we do for that? We could do something called an H jump. So if I jump up, if I stand here like this, what do I look like an H, don't I? Maybe I need to face the other way, like an H. So what we can do to practice that, we can just practice this a few times, okay? Up. Okay, so we're bringing the leg through here, so we're not kicking, and we're not necessarily doing the knee. They're kind of going together. And you see how my foot is flexed here, okay? So we're going like this, or pointed I should say. That's flexed, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going like this. So this will get you used to when you do the jump, that you kind of do this, and you don't do this. Well, let's do this. Even though you can't move so much with your skates on, we should still practice the correct technique that we want to be feeling when we jump, because we want to go like this and point our toe. We should always be pointing our toes as much as we can with the jumps, okay? So let's practice those. Let's do 5 together, okay? So I'm going to turn around. We're going to bring the arms back. We're going to jump up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? How was that? Should we do 5 more from the side? Okay, so you can see, I'm bringing my arms just to here, because we're not bringing the arms up here. We want to try as much as we can with off-skates training to mimic on-skates training. So there's no point doing something that's vastly different than what we're going to do when we've got our skates on. We want to build the correct pathways for the, I'll try to be really smart then, you know, for your neural pathways, is that what it's called? So we just build that so we don't have to think about it, it's just natural. Okay? So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5. Okay, so now let's start walking through the waltz jump. We're still not going to jump, and I'm going to show you once from the front, then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to show you once from the back, okay? So now all we're doing, we're going to go, and this is something I want to show close to. So what we're going to do for the single jumps, we're not going to grab, we're not doing this. We don't need to do this. For a single jump, this is not needed, okay? Especially the waltz, the salto and the toe. We're going to go to here. So we're just going to be here. Okay, if we start doing this on single, then when we get to double and triple, where are we going? We've got nowhere to go. We start here, and as we start to rotate more, the arms start to come closer. So just think this. And let's practice 10 of these now, because we're going to use the same technique for the salto and for the toe. Okay? And think about the left side. So the left side doesn't swing out here. The left is always like there's a wall there. So if we jump here, the left is always forward, not around. Okay? So we're just going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll just do 5, that's enough. Okay, so we've got this, we've got the arm. Now we're going to think about the leg. Now imagine that you're going to get on a horse. How would you get on a horse? Even if you've never been on a horse, you've seen someone get on a horse, so you wouldn't understand what that would mean. So you don't get on a horse kicking like that. You don't do a jump like this to get on a horse. What do? You kind of go around. Okay, so from behind, you go around. Okay, so now we're just going to walk through that without jumping. So we stand in this position, and then we go here, here, and then we can come into position. Okay, and so we're standing here, and then we go here, here, into position. Okay, and one more time, so standing still, and then we go here, here, into position. And now we're going to start to go through the jump, and now I'm going to talk a little bit about the edge going into the jump. And this could be the same for the salto as well. So let's imagine that we're doing backwards crossovers, okay? So we do one backwards crossover, we step onto the outside edge, and what we can do before we lift the left foot, we can rotate to here, and then and go into position here. Okay? Let's do that one more time. So we go backwards, crossover, step onto the outside edge, let the arms come around, look where you're going, pick the foot up here, and then from there we step forward for the jump. Okay? Let's do that one more time from here. Okay? Crossover, on the edge, let the arms come around, lift the foot. If you lose balance, that's okay, it's going to happen on the floor, so don't worry. You're in this position, you're looking where you're going, and as you step forward here, the arms come back here. And this is the position, obviously the foot, you would transfer the weight straight away onto the left. So you go from here, and then you transfer the weight straight away. The foot will come here, and then we jump up and over. Okay, so let's do that one more time, and now I'm going to add the jump for you. Okay, so backwards crossover, step here, rotate round, the foot comes in here, and then we step forward, jump. Nice extension. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to just the jump. So we've talked about the entrance, but we don't need to do the entrance every time. Now we can just do the jump. Okay, think about the jump. So I'll show you one time from the front. So we can do from this step forward. So step forward, the arms come here, and then they're going to go up, and you're going to land. And that will look just like this. So if we're standing here, and then we step, jump, into position. I'll do one more time here. So we step here, we step back, jump, into position. And let's just talk about the landing position for a second. So we want to have nice strong arms here. And what you can do as well is when someone says check your landing, what does check your landing actually mean? What that means is that as you land, that this shoulder is just applying pressure forwards on the arm. You can over-exaggerate that and really have that left side forward. If you have a habit to land and you kind of go over, then you will need to work on this drill here. But eventually, as you become comfortable, you can hit a nice position, and you're just making sure that this is stopping. There's no way that you can open up here. You're locked here, the leg is extended, the leg's extended, point that toe, and you're in position here, and you're looking inside here. So from behind, I would look like this. Yeah. Okay, let's go through the waltz a couple more times. So we're into position here, we step, jump through, into position. We're making sure that we're coming through, we're rotating, we're in position here. Okay, and what might happen in the beginning is that when you jump and you land, instead of bringing the foot, what happens with the foot, what I try to do, as I land, I try to extend here, point, and bring it into position. What you may find, and it may be a little bit more comfortable for you, is that you land and you kind of just get it into your body and you stick it out. And that's okay at the beginning, as long as you know the progression, that you may start just here, like that, and eventually you get a little bit higher, and eventually you get that leg out. But it's just the progressions, and it's not where you start, is it? It's where you finish and where you're working towards. Okay? So any other things about the lutz we can think about? Not the lutz, the waltz. We just need to make sure that what we don't want to be doing in any jump is breaking here. So we don't want to break in the jumps. We want to make sure that when we land, that we have the shoulders back, chest up, a nice position here. So we're not leaning forward. We're almost in this position here, and we're down. You see how all that happened here, if I'm in one line, is I went down. I didn't go forward, I went down into position. Okay, so we think about going down into this position. And that applies to all the jumps. When you land all the jumps here, and you'll feel the muscles in your lower back here be very, very tight. If they're not tight, that means you've gone forward and now they're loose. As soon as you do this, to do this, you have to contract the muscles in your lower back. So you contract them, you squeeze them, and you don't think about actually squeezing those muscles, you just go boom, into position like that. Okay, so let's do the waltz one more time. I'll do it from the front, and then I'll do it from the back. So the first one you can watch again. So nice strong position here, step forward, jump, and nice landing position. And I'll do it one more time here, and you can watch again. So, into position, step forward, jump, and just like that. Okay? And now what you can do, if you want, you can pause, and you can go back, and you can redo the waltz, and you can re-watch all the little parts. And for everyone else, we are going to move on to Salchow. Okay? Now, I'd like to try to do the whole class without pausing, so I'm going to have a little drink here for a second. So at this point, if you want to grab a drink of water, grab a drink of water. And this monster punch, I've never tried this punch, it's amazing. Okay, so we're 15 minutes in, we've got through the waltz jump. This could be a long class, but I'm going to try to give you as much value and knowledge as I can in one class, okay? So let's talk about the Salchow. Remember, it's just a left foot jump. So I'm going to go through the different entrances that you can be using. So normally the first entrance for a Salchow that anyone is learning is the left outside 3-turn. So that would look like this. And if we're doing that on the floor, we have to hop. We can't go 1, 2 and jump because that's super awkward, right? So we do a bit of a hop. So each edge normally gets 2, maybe 3 hops. We'll have a look. So we go 1, 2, and hop through. Yeah. So don't worry about is there 1, 2, or 3. It's a timing. It's a timing thing. Okay. So let's do that again. I'll just show you again. So here, here, and through. Position. Okay. And then there is also a mohawk or a C-step. So we go 1, 2, and jump through. And I'll show you again from here. So we go 1, 2, and jump through. And also, you can also do this from the back outside 3-turn. But you probably won't be doing that if you're watching this video, but it's always something good to practice on because it provides really, really nice momentum. You'll see a lot of the high-level skaters doing quads from it. So you would be here, you do the backward outside 3-turn, step, and jump through. Okay? So let's break the Salchow down, shall we? So all of them, just before you take off, you will hit a left inside backwards edge here. In this position, and you'll be here. Your head will be here, your arms will be here, and from this point, wherever, if your legs here or your legs here, but the arms are in this position here. You're straight. You're here, in this position, like this. And from that point, the right arm and the right leg are connected. Imagine there was a piece of string from my right hand to my right foot here. They are connected. They will come through like this together, and they will jump together. They are in exactly the same place. It's not, I'm not going to go like this and then jump after, or I'm not going to try to jump here and then go after. No, that would be weird, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's, for the rest of this video, I'm going to talk through from a left outside 3-turn. You can practice the left outside 3-turn or the mohawk or the outside 3. When you're practicing, it's up to you. Because some people like to do mohawks, some people like to do 3-turns. Experiment, as always, as I always say, experiment and find what works for you. So, if we're going from a left outside 3-turn, the first thing we would do, we need to just go a left outside 3-turn and hold that edge. Hold that edge. This is what we would do on skates, right? Because what we don't want to do is step straight away and try to jump. Do it now. So we want to control everything. So we're here. We go left outside edge, and look at my arms. They're in one line. I'm going to do it from behind here. So we go left outside edge here, this point, this is the position, and then we switch to left inside edge. And look, it's the same position, I've just turned around. I've literally just turned around. So I've turned around to here, and then from this point, I bend my knee, and the right arm and the right leg start to come through, and then they will jump up here. Okay? So let's just do that without jumping. So we go bend, so we're in this position, and then we rise up over the turn into this position. Now we're down again. And from here, the right arm and the right leg come through like this. And imagine that the right arm is coming through your rib cage here, into position. Now if we're going for a double or triple, we come here and they go here. But they're going to go here, through, into this position. So everyone do this. Everyone just go like this, go through, into this position, through. So stand still, look at me, and do this. So if I look from the side, I'm pointing my toe. You will feel your calf is doing some work, your leg's doing some work. So in this position, yeah? On this side, this position. So what does that look like now? So we're here, we do a hop back, we go up and down. Okay, so let's go through that all nice and slowly. One more time. I'm going to go this way this time, so it may look a little bit different. I'm just trying to give you different angles so you can kind of see everything. Okay? So we go left. What we're gonna do this time, we're gonna do a couple of hops. So we're left, hop, hop into position, hop, hop, through, and land. Okay? Let's do that one more time. So we are here. So imagine now that we're on that right back outside edge. We step forward, left, hop, hop, left inside edge. Then the right arm and the right leg are going to come through, up and down. Let's do that one more time. We're still not jumping. So we're into the position here. We step onto the left outside edge, extension, extension, extension. We're going to hop around, left inside edge. Head is still looking this way. And now the right arm and the right leg are going to come through, up and down. Now, let's do this and add the jump. And just watch this one, watch it before you try, so you see the difference. So, right back outside edge, left, outside edge, everything is extended, hop, hop, it comes around, jump, and into position. The only difference from what we did before was before we just went here, we didn't explode off that left leg. Now, we're in this position and we jump up. We just jump up. Remember that H step, that H jump? Remember this? Up. Now imagine I'm going backwards and I'm going H jump. It's exactly the same. Maybe a little bit different because it has a rotation in it. But the action that your body is doing, coming around, is the same. If I stand here and I jump up, you see the H, okay? It's like a baby H. It's like a small H, a little tiny, okay? So let's do that one more time. So, run right back outside edge. We step onto the left, outside edge, extend. We do a hop around, right inside, left inside edge. So let's start again. I messed it up. Okay, so right back outside edge, left outside edge, turn to the left inside edge, everything in the same place. Bring the right and the left arm. I meant the right arm and the right leg. Well, you know what I mean, don't you? It's sometimes hard to be talking and doing it all at the same time, but I'm trying my best, as we all you can do is your best. So from here, we come through into position. So take a couple of goes of that, and then I will do it one more time, and you can have a look, and I'll show you a couple of different angles. Okay, so I'm going to show you from over here this time. So, right back outside edge. So we go, I'm going to go through the jump now, so we go boom, boom, jump, into position. Okay, I'll do one more time from this side. So, the right back outside edge, we step forward, turn to backwards, come through, and jump. I'm going to do one more time from here and from here. I'm going to do it from a mohawk now, so you can see what that would look like. Okay, so we go right inside, left inside, and through, into position. And from this side, so we go, and look at my arms, so let's step here, my right arm is leading, and all that happens is I go from here to here to here. And obviously I don't jump, but it's, so we go from here to here. But we just do a mohawk, we're literally just doing a mohawk. We're here 1, 2, and then we go through for the jump that way. So I'll do that one more time. So we go 1, 2, and jump into position. Now, some common, don't want to say mistakes, because it can be that easier way to learn a Salchow, is that you find it easier to kind of come a little bit closer here and try to jump. And what is good with off skates is you can practice the way you would practice and feel a little bit safer. And what you can do as well is you can do one skate. So you can have one skate on the one that you're jumping off. So if you have one skate on now, you could go here, here, and then jump through and just land on your foot and feel a little bit safer. But I will make some more one skate videos later on. Today is only the off skates, okay? And making sure we're always hitting this position, and then we're checking on a nice landing, okay? So now let's go on to the toe loop, okay? So the toe loop is another left foot jump, isn't it? So that the moment we take off, we're going to be here. So what we don't want to be doing is forwards like this. You want to think that you go through with your heel, like we just did with the Salchow, where it went through here. If you look, it's kind of my heel is leading, yeah? You see that heel is leading there? And if the toe is leading, that would be here, right? So, because one common mistake on the toe loop is people reach back here, and you get stuck. You've stayed in this position too long, and now you're stuck, so the only way to do something is to turn and jump. So, let's talk through the timing of the toe loop, and before I do the timing, I'll tell you the different entrances. So we've got a left outside 3 turn. What's that there? So left outside 3 turn. So we go 1, 2, and jump. And we've got the right inside 3 turn. So that would be over here. So then we go 1, 2, 3. And also we've got a mohawk into the 3 turn, which for me, it can be one of the easiest ways to do it on the inlines, because you don't have to bother with any 3 turns, and sometimes you can stumble on going into the jump. So we go mohawk, mohawk, step back, reach, and then jump. But one of the problems with this, it adds an extra step. On a 3 turn, it's just literally, we do a 3 turn and step back, because we've done the forward and the backwards edge on one foot. And the 3 turn on the other foot is the forward and the backwards edge on one foot. As opposed to the mohawk, we do a forwards edge, a backward edge, and jump. Okay? So, I think the easiest way to do this on the floor is I'm going to go through the left outside 3 turn, and this may be the one that you try on the skates as well. You just have to see. But that's the easy kind of one to do on the floor. Okay? So, first position would be we're skating forward for our jump. We go into position here, okay? And now we step on the left outside edge, and the left arm is leading. Same arm, same leg, as you know from 3 turns, outside 3 turns that is. So we do the 3 turn here, and now we're in this position. And now it's, I almost went blind, when my mind went poop. And then, because I looked at my drink, so we step onto the right foot, and as we reach back, what you don't want to do is reach back and put the toe in and still be stuck here, because now the momentum has disappeared. It's dissipated, I think that's the right word maybe. So we're here, and then you would have to jump. You'd have to try to find some power or momentum, but how about you keep the momentum going? So how would that look? We'd do a left outside 3 turn, we'd reach back, and as we're reaching back here, then the arms start coming. So by the time the toe touches the floor, we are ready to jump. Okay? And that, I'll show you what you don't want to do. Okay? So you see how it was smooth, and then it stops, and then it went again. And this is what you want to do. See how it's kind of more smooth? So this is a timing, and this is something that's going to take time. So this is something to practice off skates. So you go left outside edge, over the turn, reach back, and as you reach back, already start turning here. So as you reach back, this comes here. So by the time you touch the toe, your arms are already here. So from here, all you need to do is go through. Imagine you were going for a salto the same here, and by the time you want to go through, the left arm is already there. So instead we're doing the three turn into the toe loop. So we go 1, 2, 3, making sure we're coming through to here, and we're coming through to here. And you will feel like you're doing the same jump, the waltz and the salto and the toe. It will start to feel similar, it's just you're doing a different step into it. You're putting the toe, instead of being on the edge onto the toe, you're just putting the toe directly. That is the difference really, right? So, we go one more time. So we go left outside edge, right back outside edge, step through jump, into position. Okay, now I'm going to show you from the side what that looks like. So, we go left outside edge, 3 turn, right back outside edge. Now you see my arms are here. Now as we reach back, comes through and jumps. Okay, I'll show you one more time, nice and slowly. So, watch what my arms do. Left outside edge, into this position. You know, like a 3 turn, exactly the same, but we just don't stop here. And then you reach on the right back outside edge, you step back, you turn, and you jump. Now I'll do that full speed without talking so you can watch. Okay, I'll do that from this side as well, just for you to see. Okay, so let's talk about a couple of problems that can arise. You can end up putting your toe around here. How would that look like? Sometimes you'll go here, here. Now instead of reaching back here and then jumping through, sometimes people can do this. You go here, here, and then you put your toe here. And then you kind of get stuck and you end up in a really what's the word I was looking for? You end up in a really bad place anyway. So, let's do it one more time going forward the correct way. Outside edge, right outside edge, jump through, into position. Making sure that we're jumping through. So like the salto here, it's exactly the same, the toe loop here. We always want to think about doing this. If you just practice this at home, you can go the other way as well, we're not jumping the other way. Maybe we could, that might be fun. So now, let's do a toe loop from a right inside 3 turn. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it a little bit different. So I'll do it from behind. So we skate forward, left arm. So now left arm will be forward as we step into that right inside 3 turn. Opposite arm to leg. All right. So we're in this position. As we step forward, the right arm comes through, and we reach back. And as soon as we're reaching back, we'll jump through like this. I'll do this from the side because I feel like you can see quite well. So we're skating forward here, left arm is forward in this position. As we step forward, the right is going to start to lead. It's going to lead. The right leads here. Reach, jump into position. I was going to get hit by this thing then. Let me come a little bit closer. So we're into position here. Step forward, the right leads here. Reach. I don't know about you guys, but you'll try all of them. That's my least favourite. I did it on the ice, but it's my least favourite entrance. Okay? And let's think about anything else that can go wrong with this. What we want to make sure we do, when we jump through, we stay nice and strong. So always keeping a strong core. So watch that we're not buckling here. We're coming to here. We have a nice strong position in the air, and then nice check out afterwards. And that is the toe loop. Now I'm going to pause the video to go to the bathroom. Alright, so let's go on to the loop jump. Now the loop, the flip and the lutz are right foot jumps. That means they're all pretty much the same. From that moment they actually take off from the toe, they're pretty much the same. Okay, it's just the entrance that is different on all of them, and some entrances you may find easier than others. So let's talk about the loop. So a loop takes off a right back outside edge, and obviously everything I'm teaching the way majority of the skaters skate. So it's always unfortunate for the lefties, isn't it? So if we're on a right back outside edge here, we're looking where I want to go in this position. I'll show you from here, this position here, to one side here. Now there's a couple of different ways that we can go into a loop. Like this, you can skate forwards, you can do a mohawk, a backwards crossover, go into position bend, jump into the air. You could do from a right inside 3-turn, so into position here, you go here, here, and then jump. And for this video, I'm just going to talk from a mohawk. So we can go a mohawk, backwards crossover, into position, and then from here we jump up into the air. One thing that you will have to start to think about is the left leg. This is for the flip and the loss as well. So imagine doing a flip and the leg comes here. Because what can happen is you kind of jump and you just bring the leg here, and then we end up with like rotating behind here. So what we want to do, we want to be able to rotate up into position. And that comes from the spring from your leg, but this leg also coming up here. So the leg is going to go up, not too much. This is, as I always say, you have to experiment with what is working with you, but generally about here, and then you can come into position and then land. Okay, so let's break the loop down a little bit more. Okay, so from the actual loop on the right back outside edge, we're in this position. The arms are here. Arms are just here. I'm going to come a little bit closer. The arms are just here. So if I'm here, they're not back. They're kind of in this position here. So we're here. Okay. So if we're in the position here in the mohawk, backwards crossover in this position here. And what needs to happen here? We need to bend a little bit, and then we're going to go up into the air. And you've got. As you start to jump, you're going to go onto the toe stop. Not too much, just enough. And then you're going to rotate on the toe stop and jump up off it. But it'll kind of happen naturally because the leg will start to come through and up, and the right arm will come through the rib cage and up, and the left will just kind of come up naturally here into position. So let's walk through what the upper body is doing without doing the jumping. Okay? So we come here, cross over, we jump up like this, into position, and down. Let's do that from behind. So we're skating here, we do the mohawk, cross, bend up, into position, and down. I'll do that one more time coming forward for you so you can really see what the arms are doing. So we're into position here, we go the C step. You can call it a mohawk, I can't help it, I've been calling it that my whole life. We do the C step, cross over here, we bend down, the arm comes up through into position here, and then we would land. Okay? So let's talk about what the legs are doing. So we do the mohawk, cross, into position here, we bend, we come up onto the toe, we jump up into the air, hit our position, and then land. Okay? And now I'll do everything together. I'll just do it. I'm going to do it from 2 or 3 different angles, and I'm not going to talk, I'm just going to show you exactly what it should look like. Now what you will have to do is you can't just go from here and jump, because when you do a loop, you go here and by the time you take off, you'll have turned, you'll be either sideways or most of the time forward. So you do have to kind of, as you step back, do that little turn and jump yourself, just to kind of create the same momentum and timing that you would have. Otherwise, you'll get here and you kind of feel stuck. Okay, so I'll do it from this side. I'll do it from here so you can see. So that little hop that I do is key when you're doing it on the floor. So you have the same time. Because if I was going towards you, if I was going to do a loop here, so I'd be here, I come through, cross over, and if you see me jump, by the time I would jump, I would be here forwards. Now it's very, very hard to mimic that on the floor without a little hop around. I mean, obviously everything is possible, right? I can technically do it, but it becomes weird. It just doesn't feel the same for me. So I'm guessing that will be the same for you. Okay, so let's talk through this again from behind. Let's try to do this together. So we do the mohawk, one cross, into position here. And now as this comes through here, we're going to do a little turn around and then jump. Okay, so let's do that again. So we go mohawk, cross, here, jump, into position. And we're just jump, exactly the same, the arms are coming here. Remember this one? Remember what we talked about at the beginning of the video? Here like this, okay? So from here, imagine if we just stand still here, and we do a crossover, here, jump. Yeah, we need this. So before we had this, now we need this. So think about this, now it's going the other way. So instead of this, we can even practice those. You know we said to practice those, but now we can practice the opposite. This. This. Yeah, let's just practice those now. We'll do 5 of those. So I'm going to be in position here so you can see, and from here we just go up. One more time. Up. So we've got 3 more, and up. Up. One more. Okay, and that will apply for the loop, the flip and the loss. Okay, so let's go from here and let's do the loop together. So, in position, we do a mohawk, backwards cross, and up. Into position. Okay, and what you may find that you kind of do is that you get away from this. It feels a little bit scary. That's why we practice on the floor, because it's not really scary, is it? We're not on our skates, we can't really fall. I mean, you can still fall, right? You can always fall. But what you may find is you go for your jump and you just bring it in straight away here. And then there's no lift. The lift comes from the left leg. Like when we do the left leg jump, the lift comes from the right leg. When we do the right leg jump, the lift comes from the left leg, doesn't it? Okay? So if we're in position here, we do a little hop into position. Okay. What we can do, we can just, so this is going to the position in the air. Okay. So when we jump, this is the position in the air. So we can practice this. Let's practice one little drill now. In position here, we're going to do what is called a triangle, because it kind of looks like a triangle here, right? So we're going to go here, and we're just going to hop around, and we get used to feeling that knee up. So don't do it too long until you start to get dizzy, but we just need to create this feeling. Okay, so it's this. Let's do a couple of those. Okay, so now let's go back to the loop. So now you've been working this position. This position, okay, so let's do the loop again. So, mohawk, cross, position, and up. Okay. And if you do feel like I'm going quite fast with any of this, the beauty of a video is that you can just rewind and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch. If I took too long on all of this, it would be a 2 or 3 hour video, you know, so I try to condense as much information into as short amount of time as I can, and then because you can rewatch it anyway, it doesn't become too boring. Okay, so let's do one more time. I'll do from 3 different angles the loop, just to kind of wrap the loop up in a nice little package, and then we'll move on to the flip. Okay, so we'll do from this side. So into position here. So we do the mohawk, one cross, into position here. And jump. Okay, and I'll do from here so you can see from behind. Position here, come through. Mohawk, one cross, position here, jump. And I'll do one coming forward. How about? So hook, one cross, and there you have the loop. Now we will go on to the flip and have a little bit of a drink. Okay, so the flip. The flip is jumping off the toe. So we're going to jump off the toe here into the air. Almost the same as the loop, but now instead of being in this position here for the loop, we'll be in this position here and we'll put the toe. And that would look like this. If we did an outside 3-turn. Okay, or if we did a mohawk. So now let's really break this down. What's really happening. So let's say we go from the outside 3-turn. So we're skating forward, we step up to the left foot, arms are here. We come through and we reach back into this position. And this is where we need to be. Okay? So if I go here and I'm totally straight, my arms a little bit here, my focus is here. So if I'm on the side here, my focus is here. I'm not like here, I'm kind of here. I'm ready to transfer my weight from my left to my right. So I'm not putting it in here, I'm not going here and jumping, I'm reaching back here. And then what happens, so you need to be confident. Before you're doing a flip, you should be very competent on one leg. Like you should be able to hold a left back outside, a left back inside edge very easily, right? Or you should not be doing it. So we're in this, we've reached back here. And then what happens here is we bend, and when this leg will draw up, we'll draw through here, and then we'll jump up into the air like this. I'm going to show you going this way now. So we go here, here, then we bend, we draw up, and then we go into the air, exactly the same as the loop. Okay, so but this is the position that's very important. So you need to practice going here, here. This is very important. Because if we get into the bad habit of going, which a lot of people do when they're learning, that's why trying to learn the correct way the first time is better than learning a flip and going, and then having to relearn it. So you've learned a bad flip and now you need to learn a correct flip, so you've wasted your time. So better to learn the correct way first time. That's what I think, that's my opinion. So we go here, reach back, jump into the air. Okay? Let's talk about the arms for a second. And this is going from a left outside 3-turn. We can always be going from the mohawk, which I'll cover in a second, because we need to talk about the arms. So we go from here, we 3-turn, and we're here. Yeah? And we reach back, and we're here. And then from there, we bend, and the right arm is going to come up through the rib cage. And obviously we're not coming too tight, it's just a single. So we're just going to come here, into position, there. And what you want to be, make sure you are working on that all your air positions look exactly the same. This is where backspin, doing a backspin on the ice, is very good for learning your air position. Some people have an air position like this. I'm obviously talking more like doubles, triples, quads. Some people are more here. Some people are more there. Everyone has had a different position. Whether you're a guy or a girl, it may differ as well, because, well, you know why. Okay, so the key points for the flip is that we go one, and we're here, we're in this position. And then we bend, and we go up like the flip. And as you notice, from here, I turn, I twist. I'm actually getting a tool soon, which is a mini spinner, which is that big, that you can put your toe on, and then you can go like this and jump, and it does the turning on the floor for you, which will be amazing, right? That would help with that loop. When I was stuck before and I had to do the hop, I could just go like this, it turns forward, and I can jump. So that is going to be an amazing tool to use, and I do have 7 of them for my competition, gifted to us for the competition. That's amazing. So the flip. This is where you need to get. This is your goal, and from here we go up into the jump. Okay, so I'm going to show you from behind here. So we're in position here. We step forward here, reach, jump. turn, we reach back here, and then from here, and what you can do, when we're on the floor and you feel a bit stuck, what you can do, you can lean forward, just lean forward for a second and then give yourself a hop up. Because it is hard without that little gadget I just told you about. It does feel a bit awkward. So what you can do, lean forward here, turn, and jump. Because as I said, all the right foot jumps, the point that you take off is the same. The only difference is the entrance. So here you are learning the key parts for the entrance. You go a 3 turn, you go into position here, and then as you go to jump, you do a loop, kind of. You know, you do a right foot jump. Just think of it as left and right foot jumps. I mean, it may sound strange, but that is kind of, that's the truth. So from this position here, we reach back, jump, and have a nice extension. So let's talk a little bit about the mohawk into it, okay? So it's, I mean, if you think of this way, salco and toe loop, they are salco and flip. I mean, another name for the flip is a toe salco because it's almost the same. Apart from you jump from an edge, you jump from the toe. You just transfer the weight and jump off the other foot. So if we're going to do a mohawk into it, we'll be skating nice position. We go mohawk, mohawk, jump. Okay? Do that one more time. So left arm is leading. We do the mohawk, mohawk, reach back, jump. And making sure that when we reach back, we are reaching back into position here and then jumping up. And as always, we can always be practicing this. Always practice this. Okay? So let's do that one more time. I'll do it from here. We can do the mohawk. So we're in position. 1, 2, reach, jump into position, just like that. Okay. And now, as I said before, one of the kind of the mistakes that happens when you learn this is you kind of just do this. So the jump is not this. This is not how you jump. Reach, toe. Reach, toe. Bend this leg. So bend, reach, toe. Not. Yeah. It's not. And yeah. And one exercise you can do. You can reach and jump. So we can even just do that from here. So from here, jump. Okay, it's not exactly the same, but it's just getting you used to the feeling of jumping. Because it's a little bit hard to do some of the drills on the floor that you would like to do on the ice. Because on the ice, wherever you skate, right? So on skates, that's what I should say, on skates. On skates, you can reach here and you can draw this foot back and then you can jump up almost off 2 feet just to get you used to jumping. Yeah, to get used to here and jumping up into the air. Okay, so let's do all of those one more time. So from the outside 3 turn, reach back and jump. And let's do it from here one more time. So 3 turn. Reach into position here. You can, if you're talking and you stop here, you can lean forward a little bit, then come back, jump into position. And now let's do the mohawk. So we're skating in position here. We come through 1, 2, and jump like that. And I'll do one more time from here. Go into position. 1, 2, and okay, and that was the flip. Now let's move on to the last jump in this class, which will be the Lutz, which will be almost the same as the flip. The only difference is, so from here, this is where we were for the flip, and for the Lutz, we're going to be more here. And what, I know it looks scary, but what happens, you reach back on the outside edge, so instead of reaching back here, you reach back on the outside edge here, and then from there, this foot kind of comes through like this, and then it jumps up into the air. And a cue that you can use is that you can think to flick, flick. And on the ice, what we would do when I was learning was you try to scratch the ice. So when you look at the left edge would go like this, and then there would be a. Imagine when if you get some ice and you scratch it. So if you have skated on the ice before, you scratch it like that. And if you've never skated on the ice, so I want you to just imagine that as you take off, you flick. You kind of flick. Imagine doing that on the floor. Yeah, that's the kind of feeling, okay? So you'll be in position here, and looks can be a little bit tricky on the floor. And one of the things that makes looks really, really tricky is that you go here, and as you go to jump, you feel stuck. Now, do you remember what I talked about on the toe loop? As you go for the toe loop, the arms need to come through. It's the same thing. The momentum is caused by you reach back here, and as you go to jump, this arm comes through, and you don't let this arm go. Let the shoulder go here. So it's this what happens. But this doesn't happen before the rest of the body. It happens in tandem, okay? So you reach back here, this comes through here, up. So as the right arm comes through, and the left leg goes like this, and then the left shoulder turns, this provides the momentum to go from here up. Okay? So I'll do it for you now. So we're here, we reach back, and we go, jump. And you may find the lutz feels really over the right side, even more than the other jumps. And that is just because of the angle when you take off. Okay? So I'll try to show you one from behind. So we're in position here. So when we're skating backwards, we'll be in position here. And as we reach back here, then we need to change to here. We're in position here. Okay? It's very hard to stand still like this and do it. You really have to then lean forward, let it all go. Into position like that. I'll do that one more time. So we're in position here. So we're skating backwards, looking where we're going here. Then we go here, we reach back. And we go. Okay. It is a tricky jump, but once you get the shoulder, the arm, and the leg going all together, then it becomes one of those jumps that you go, oh, it's actually not that bad. You know, so it's just practice and practicing in the correct way. Okay? So is it good from the side? I'll do both sides so you get to see everything. So in position here, left arm is forward, right arm is back. As we lean back, so as we reach back, we don't go here. We reach around the corner, which gives a bit of a twist. So we reach back here. Okay? And I don't think that's a good angle to see anything, is it? I think a good angle is me facing you. So imagine if we are skating, there's many ways to go into it. Let's just say we skate backwards. We go onto that edge, the arms transfer. So I'm going to show you from the side. If we're skating backwards crossover, arms trans through here, into position here. Do that one more time from this side. So we are backwards crossovers. As we step onto the left outside edge, the arms come through here, into position, we reach back, jump. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you the jump from here, and we'll pretend we're skating backwards. So, backwards crossover, left outside edge, arms come through, and the right head follows the right hand. It looks here for a second, we reach back, I lost my balance then, we reach back, we jump through, into position. I'll show you one more time from here. We've got little sniffles here. Okay, so we are backwards crossovers, change, position, reach back, jump, up. And let's think about some common mistakes. So what can happen a lot of the time is you go for your lutz, as you reach back here, then you change onto an inside edge, and by the time you jump, you're on an inside edge, which is then a flip, most commonly called a flutz, which is basically not a lutz. I mean, it's technically a flip, but they call it a flutz, because you intended to do a lutz and you did a flutz. Like a fail. Okay? So really think about leaning here, and then as you toe here, then flick that foot out. And Now, what I don't want you to do is to be like over on your ankle here. I want you to reach back nicely here and then jump up into the air. Making sure to have a nice strong position and then a nice landing position at the end. Now, let's think about another entrance, okay? So, instead of just backwards crossovers, we could do mohawk here, and then step, cross, cross, back, jump. Okay, that might be a little bit too confusing, but I'll do it from this side. Okay, so we're skating forward, we go mohawk, step, cross, over, step, reach back, jump into the air. And that can be confusing. Now you can add anything before it, right? You could just do the mohawk the other way. You could do a mohawk this way, step, jump. Let's do that one. Okay, so now mohawk the other way, a left mohawk. So we're skating forward, you go left mohawk, step over, reach back, jump into the air. Do that one more time, coming this way. So we go mohawk, reach back, jump into position. Okay? So the key thing to think about on the Lutz is as you reach back here. Okay? Flip, we're here. Lutz, we're here. And then from there, we reach up. So we reach back and then we lift up on that outside edge. So if we're standing here like this, and you go into position here, up, reach back, jump up. And it is awkward on the floor, so it's good to practice it on the floor when it's awkward. So I'll do it from behind here. So we're standing still, arms, so my arms are up here, they're in position here, reach back, into position like that. So that is the Lutz. So let's just talk for a second about landing position. So a landing position is here, and we're in this position, like this. And what you may find as you start doing the loop, the flip, and the Lutz, is that as you land, you kind of over-rotate here. So making sure to always check here until you're comfortable enough to be here. Okay? And making sure the shoulders are back. So you can stand like this, go into position here. This is the position. From here, you can balance on one foot and extend the foot. And you can actually do this in practice, doing both feet, even though you only jump one way. It's good to practice the landing position on both feet, because you may just want to do a nice return the other way as well. So into position here, bend, push. Stay in that position, stay down. Okay, and that's something else that you can be working on. And I think that's quite a lot of your time I've already took. I think we've probably touched an hour on the 6 jumps. So that has been quite a good introduction to all the jumps for off skates. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this class. I hope you got some value from it. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave me any feedback or comments down below, so then I can help you better. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.